You'll have to pry my crypto from my cold, dead hands. All right, the feds and political busybodies in Washington now attempting to regulate the heck out of things like Bitcoin. And this is really intensified under Biden. Yeah, Mr. Freedom and Kindness, my arse. Just this week, the House, led by the Speaker and Wax Museum escapee Nancy Pelosi, paved the way for a giant government budget, which includes a crackdown on crypto. This after a whole summer of similar stunts, like the Fed announcing plans to regulate so-called stable coins, and the Treasury Department promising to make sure crypto transactions are reported to the IRS. Where's the freedom in that, you hacks? And how can you protect your digital assets? Here to discuss, the chairman of the Bitcoin Foundation and venture capitalist. He's back. Brock Pierce. Welcome back, Brock.
Yes, so glad to be back. Thank you for having me.
So how can people protect themselves? Because obviously the feds are getting real greedy with all of this. From the SEC to the Treasury Department, they don't know what to call crypto. Is it an asset? Is it property? They want to take it. Is there anything that people can do who own it already?
Well, I mean, I don't think the issue here is with regulation. We want smart regulation. In theory, it's here to protect us. Like, that's not really the concern. And I do encourage everyone to abide by the law and pay your taxes, give the man his money. The real issue here is the fact that we have people voting on things that haven't taken the time to understand it and don't understand the consequences of what they're doing. This can push jobs away. It can end markets. Back in 2006, they did the same thing to the internet poker industry. Yeah. They passed a law on the back of a port safety law called UAGA, and it ended an entire industry. And this is far more important than internet poker. Like, we're living through the fourth industrial revolution. The fate of the United States may be impacted severely by what happens here. I'm very concerned at how this has been done recklessly, not thoughtfully, and buried in the back of a bill related to infrastructure. Cryptocurrency deserves its own forum. It deserves its own opportunity to be discussed, not just snuck in on the back of an infrastructure bill with no notice and no work.
Yeah, and they're just going to sneak it in, and then, you know, if it doesn't pass, they say, oh, Republicans hate bridges. But this is a bipartisan failure, because you have older lawmakers in both parties who don't understand how crypto works. It's like they don't understand the gig economy, therefore they have to vilify it. And luckily, there are people like Mike Lee and Ron Wyden who are standing up for it. And there's a blockchain caucus in Congress, and they're trying to talk sense into some of their colleagues.
Well, they're the ones that have actually done the research and understand how important the new economy is to the United States. We need to be participants in it. We more or less invented it. And so I don't want to speak on behalf of the community, but one thing I'll tell you is the crypto community is smart, it does its research, and it doesn't forget. And most of these voters are single issue voters. We are now hundreds of millions of people around the world. We are tens of millions of people in the United States, and we have a lot of money. And elected officials that don't do their homework, we can agree to disagree on things, but when you recklessly cause harm to our future, we're going to see it. We're going to see it in the elections.
I hope so. I hope people vote about this, even if they've never voted about anything before, because this is emblematic of our freedom and protecting it. And let people engage in wealth creation who never have before. You know, people, you're right. They do research. They are smart, and they understand that the risk they're taking on. But this is just another irrational government taking that we have to stop somehow. Brock Pierce, thank you so much.